is day 2 of streaming, and I'm super stoked on this. I have been loving this process so far, and I realize it's totally meant for me. So expect a lot more similar nature. So what we're going to be doing here today is we're going to be doing, we got Spain in the house. What's up, bro? What we're doing here today is we're going to be doing I'm going to run you through some of the stuff I'm doing on these boxes here. If you guys got questions, just let me know. These are the drums, the bass, the melodic. It's all live. I look like I'm DJing. We're actually making live house music, making live people live real lives. Woo. So I'm running through some recent ideas. Today's session is going to be part 1, me jamming a bit, so you got an idea what I'm doing. And then part 2 is going to be some breakdown of the tracks, so you understand how I'm doing this. And then the third part is just going to be me making. This is live, not pre-recorded. So we got some people in the house. What's up, guys? You just say what's up. You got some questions, let me know. Nice to see some people here in the house. Original music. Feels so good. Feels so good. Got some live beat making going on. I know it's early morning in the UK. There we go. Oh shit. Allowed to say that on the internet? Yeah, so here we are. Day 2 of the live stream. We're jamming on some new tunes. For those of you just tuning in, basically what we're doing is we're mixing up 3 different ideas. The first is sharing some new things that are coming directly off this hardware here. We have a DAW running in the background for those tech people, and basically that is reverb and some automation for EQ. But other than that, it's basically, this is the sound that you hear. So it's all live. So second part is going to be doing some deconstruction, which is similar to just tuning in. Nice to see you, Ash, in the house. To those of you guys tuning in, the second part is going to be some deconstruction. So for example, for listening to some of the different pieces of the elements, some element deconstruction. And then the third part is going to be just like a creative kind of window into my studio, which is what I'm doing here every day, making music. Yeah, so that's it. So I'm just going to keep playing through a couple of new ideas. I like the idea of starting with some music here to get us moving, and then we'll get a little more into the technical side of things. So let me see what we got up next. These are new ideas I come up with every day, and then usually like the best ones are the ones that we end up turning into tracks. Now what that means is not necessarily what it used to mean. What that used to mean is releasing stuff on Spotify, but at this point it doesn't really mean that to me anymore. You know, I personally, as I'm transitioning into this next Yes, yeah, I'm feeling different about Spotify than I used to. And I don't mean the platform in particular, although there's a lot of issues around Spotify, but I just feel like people don't have time for anything. And if there is time for stuff, it's video and audio. So I'm just like, why release tracks when everybody's just busy scrolling, you know? So I'm just releasing streaming. That's what I be doing here. Feel free to leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think. It's a two-way conversation. And yeah, jam. Yo. I know the reason Osh is with us is because A, the guy's a lovely dude, and B, it's very early in the morning, and he's a healthy dude. Am I right? So yeah, we're doing some live jamming here on these instruments. If you guys just tuning in. Oh yeah. this up a little. So we're gonna take this track here. I'm gonna change it to a snare, for example. There we go. I'm gonna change the length. What's going on here? Let's make it real short. Go. I see you, Ash. Late night, eh? Late night session. These are new ideas I'm working with now. And things have become real fluid. Like I don't really think of a track in the same way I used to. I think of it like a constant development and process. Because when they're coming from those machines, you know, every time's different. And you're building like an ecosystem for the sound to flow as opposed to a static, predictable routine, which I really like a lot. It leads into that generative concept of music making, which for some of you who know, I do a lot of. Oh yeah. So I want to just talk about today's session. Welcome tuning into Bali. It's a sunset vibration here. My name is Jappy Van Zandt. For some of you who know me, some of you who don't. We're doing a little bit of original, a lot original, all original sound making in these boxes here. As you can see, we've got a whole bunch of things going on here. The idea for today's session is we're going to be doing 3 parts. The first part's going to be jamming through some songs. The second part is Deconstruction, which we're just about to start to do. And then the third part's going to just be making some art business. Yeah, man. We got the syntax, we got the tonverb, and the analog 4 bass, drums, sampler. Guys got questions about that, let me know. Happy to try and multitask, try and answer while we're jamming here. We got the comments open. So you can see what I'm doing here. Opening the filter, the decay on the analog 4. We'll do a bit up and breakdown. Maybe add some reverb. Cue up those drums. Let's go. Shorten the decay. Let's mellow that out now. Let the melodic aspects speak through. So this is like a multi-track recorder thing here. I think we'll wrap this one up. There we go. That's cool. These are original samples. Well, original and that I sampled them, not original that it's me making all this stuff. It's moments in time, space, deconstructed. So let's get into some of this deconstruction stuff I've been talking about here. So for example, okay, so how's this music made? So for example, some of these elements are samples. Some are coming off of the analog instruments, and there's different combinations of things happening. So here's a really simple one everybody can understand. Here, these are just some hats, acoustic hats. And then here are also more hats. Right, okay, so for example, I like to keep things organized, so when I want to be jamming, I understand what is where. Especially if you're going to be freestyle, you want to, from idea to idea, have kind of like a general position. It's like a table. You got your plate in the middle, your fork and knife. So yeah, that's a rough idea of how it works. And then just running through some of the different elements. So for example, here, what's this? So this has 8 tracks, and you can basically listen to each of them and do all kinds of stuff. So second track here is number 2. There's nothing on 2. So this is sent in MIDI on 10, which is coming from here. And this is the analog. You can send MIDI from any of these tracks. Got 16 tracks in total, which can be up to 8 audio and 4 MIDI. Yeah, so that's 12. Yeah, see, the math is good. Math comes in handy. Okay, Ash, digging the deconstruction, right? All right, so what else we got happening here? So, for example, something like this, right? Track like this. So that would be, I think that's like a Mellotron that my lovely wife's just coming in. Hey, babe. That'd be like a Mellotron. If you want to say hi, just wave to. Got Ash. Ash is tuning in there. So I sampled that from a virtual instrument because it's originally recorded from tape. And then the cool thing about this is you can take any single sound source and it'll turn it into a polyphonic sampler like that. So the single sound source was, and then that kind of stuff. So that's one way of working with it. And in particular, so this is how I'm doing. That's called an instrument. So that's the instrument that's coming through there. And just to give it some vibe. So let's hear that with some drums. Right. Okay. And then what else is happening here? So this one's a little more interesting. So this is where it gets to be, I guess I'd say a little more on the creative side. So this is some audio I chopped up. I don't know where it's, to be honest, I don't know where it's from. It might actually be an orchestral something with some like voices or something. And it's amazing when you start to change pitch and time and stretch and decay, how there's kind of a voice in there. You know, yeah, you can hear it. It's going up. And these elements, you realize you're actually painting with sound. And that's what I love about it, because with instruments that have a linear context like a piano, which I know and love very well, you know, the sound is the sound, and the keys are the keys, and it's going to be piano today, it's going to be piano tomorrow. The cool thing about a sampler is that you create the piano, you create the sound, and you'll make textures, which is what I was sharing with my friend Ash. He just says, just realize the blue keys. Blue keys, which blue keys? The blue keys on the tone floor? But I don't see blue, I see pink. But, you know, to each their own. Yeah, so painting with sound gives you this way of, first of all, finding inspiration in things that are totally unexpected. And it's also like, sampling is like working within the limitations of an existing piece of audio that you then literally deconstruct, stretch, time, and work, and it becomes this kind of like postmodernism mosaic. In fact, that's the postmodernism mosaic. And you know, and life happens, and you live your life, and you grow, and all things fly into the next dimension. So, what else we have? This one's really cool. So that was from some like African field recording. And how it's not a loop, right? It's me as a human, finding these chops and then basically putting them into, right, so you can jam with it, for example. So if I wanted to record that, for example, how I would do that is you can bring in a metronome if you want it. I don't necessarily need it, but yeah. Let's try that. And then bring it. This is one of the areas of this box that is tricky, which is that in order to wipe or like clear something, each of these has its own MIDI track. So you need to go into each track and clear it, which is why it was still playing some of that stuff. And for the Elektron boxes, you know, for the most part, like the workflow, once you get it down, it's fast, but it's also kind of buggy from time to time. So now that's clear. There we go. So now it should come up, depending on how long my pattern is. How long is my pattern? So it says my pattern is 128. So let's shorten the pattern to 632. That gives you some variation. And each pattern is within each element. So you can make different length patterns across different tracks, which is really useful for like polyrhythmic stuff that creates what's like this Euclidean sequencer concept where you got different time signatures playing against each other, which is super cool. The middle rack. Okay, I got you, Ash. Okay, brother. So I appreciate you. And so I've shortened it to 32. So now we're going to be like this. There we go. Okay. And if you want, you can tighten that stuff up with quantizing, obviously. I try not to do too much of that, but let's be honest. We all drink coffee. Coffee. I hope I'm inspiring some people out there. Obviously, this is early days with this live broadcast, but I really think that this is important stuff to be able to share with people. Something like that, you know, etc., etc., etc. So Ash is saying it's inspiring how it's made, right? Yeah, Luis in the house. What's up, brother? Yeah, we're just jamming on some music, dude. As another mutual. And these two guys are gonna meet in Bali, which is even more beautiful. And they're both now connected to this Insta feed. So how is that? As One Life on Holiday and Ashveda. But yeah, anybody else who's here, it's lovely to have you. So yeah, we're just doing some track deconstruction. Break it down to the bass line. So that's the analog 4. Let's bring in that kick drum. That's some vibe. You can do a lot with filters here, which is really cool. And break stuff down real time. And for me, I just found, I think having a background in musical instruments, it's obviously a beautiful thing, as we all know, with electronic music and AI, right? It really helps because you've got a context of so many things. The arrangement, from an orchestral point of view, from a band perspective, from so many different angles that you just bring this here in the background. Yeah, and bring these all together through whether you're DJing or whether you're making beats or playing instruments. It's really about the music in your mind, isn't it? You know, sometimes when people say to me, I'm just gonna wind this track down. When people say to me, what instrument you play? I say my imagination, because really that's where it's at. And the people that seems to have the most musicality, I remember hearing recently that Michael Jackson was something like he was doing all of beatboxing to the parts of Beat It. I think it was Beat It. Yeah. And then the musicians came in, the guys from Toto and the rest of it, and they took it to another level from there. But, you know, I also met the cousin of Teddy Riley, is this guy from the 80s anyway, and he's got a kid cousin. He was coming to the studio and he's beatboxing everything, the whole instrumentation, like live, real time, with just his voice, not even multi-track. And he's like, this is my song. And I was like, that is like hella musicality, to basically not only hear it in your mind, but be able to articulate the whole song like through your mouth, like with the whole band at one time, like, you know, doing the vocals and stuff. Yeah, it's amazing. I worked in the studio for 20 years nonstop, and it was such a master class of learning. And that's one of the beautiful things about being of service to other people, is that you can be privy to their ways of working and get a sense of their techniques, that if you weren't being of service and in the context of being in their space, because you're in a recording studio with them and you're helping them, you wouldn't like have access, right, to see what they're doing. So it's yet another beautiful thing about being of service in general. So I'm going to keep it moving here. Just going to see if maybe I'm going to work on one more idea, and then we'll do a track reconstruction and wrap up. The idea with this stream is I'd like to be doing this every day. And let's keep it in the Latin realm, since we got Luis in the house. Mexican hermanito. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're going to be jamming some ideas here. And I could be talking. So MJ wasn't sampling beatbox, Osh. MJ was he was sharing his song idea as a beatboxer, multi-tracking all the instruments, using his voice as a demo, and then the musicians took it and played it. But this other cat I knew, he was beatboxing everything, and like the whole arrangement in one go with just his voice, which was truly amazing. The other thing I want to say about this is that the stuff we're hearing is not necessarily what you would imagine. Things are not what they seem. Always what they seem. Because you can take stuff so out of context. There we go. Got some vibes going on here. Now, I don't mean to be tooting my own, but learning this stuff takes a lot of work. Thanks, big brother. I see you, Luis. bringing in these elements one by one, and then, for example, you can change scenes, right? And this kind of stuff is really for the makers and the shakers, not the breakers. Definitely not the fakers. Oh! Did I just say that? Shit! What's going on here? There we go. And if you guys are feeling this, these tracks are all going in the live mixes. This is how I make my live mixes. Here we go. One is in the mix, rooftop mix. Thanks, dude. I feel you, Ash. Thank you, brother, for the inspirational comment. What else we got? What else we have here? Now that trumpet thing, that's actually the analog. That's actually the analog synth. This is the beauty of analog. I used to have had a mini Moog back in the day, which is analog synthesizer for anybody who doesn't know. And I realized you could do so much with just a single mono synth. Like the timbre. You see what I did there? Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about analog, which this is. This box at the bottom here, and the drum machine. There we go. Like in the trumpet, right? It kind of gives it that. And then the kids go crazy. Because I don't ever want to grow up. Oh shit. Some of you guys might recognize this one because I did this as part of the rooftop mix. Luis, I don't know if I ever sent you that, but we got a live performance recent. I know you love to hear what's going on. Doing a bit of jamming here. Jamming with the snare drum. Such a beautiful thing right here. In the background we got, because we're in Bali, right? So we got this lady coming in with like the ceremonial flowers in the background by the pool. I don't know if you can see that with the camera. Because every day they're bringing in the perfume, the flowers, the energy. Let's go. Luis wants some vocals. You know what? I haven't got any vocal idea for this track. But a bunch of them Afro. Inca. Bongo. Here we go. So you can see me bringing in some of the other elements here. And the other thing I was saying earlier is, thank you, my brother, Luis. The other thing I was saying about these machines is that when you learn them, they are instruments, meaning that a DJ set is a creative extension of your personal journeys in sound. And to me, that's the future. I think with AI and everything coming, people just want to see you, they want to know you, they want to feel what you're doing, feel you, you know. They may want to touch you, but that's another story. Oh! So funny. So let's do some deconstruction. Ash, are you still with us? There's about a 1 minute delay, I think, on the streaming. Jerk. Hilarious. Yow! I want to touch you too. But you know the internet's just it's just window shopping, right? So funny. Okay, so we'll do a quick more bit of track deconstruction, and then I think I'll sign out. It's been a joy, and I'm going to be doing this every day. I'm also trying, I'm going to be doing this all the time. So it's just like a hangout where sometimes there'll be lots of people, sometimes there'll be less people, and I'm learning how to do this as we roll. But it's important. It's very important. Holistic, vibrational. I was going to say sexual energy, but you know that's necessarily that could be perceived in a spiritual context. All right, here we go. So again, because I know Ash is really interested. Well, Luis, if you're interested as well, in how this stuff works. I mean, the basics is you got different boxes making different parts of the sound. I haven't really talked much about this one. Your drums. You can change the sounds. It's got some samples that you can load in, which are existing drum samples, but it's got analog as well, which is great. So you got sound generation from scratch. And all this stuff is really about like generative sound design, which is so wonderful because it's not like a presets where you just want to use presets. It's more like encourages you to mold and in sound design terms, manipulate, can be a sound manipulator. Is that a thing? Now it is. So yeah, there's the drums there. And then the bass, for example, on this one, I don't think there's too much happening. This has like 4 tracks and you can tweak. Again, this is analog, so it's more like a sound canvas, working with electrical frequencies, actual analog electric frequencies. And then this is a digital thing, a digital device that lets you get really deep into, stretching, deconstructing time, space, sound, altered fifth dimensions, third dimensions, in the closet, beside the closet, out the bathtub, in the back door. Everybody knows exactly what's going on. So here's so for example, that stuff is on the fly sort of thing that, I'll do a sample session later if you guys are around. I see you, Luis. And it just opens up concepts. It's not like, usually sampling is more about experimentation, as opposed to having a specific idea, like I'm going to find a sample that's going to, and what I mean by sample, Luis, is a piece of audio or a song or a sound on the internet or a vinyl, and you can record that and you can change it. You can play with the pitch. So for example, you can change the pitch up and down. You can change the length of it. And there's so many things you can do with sound design. Just let me put this back here a second. That's where it was. And you can filter it off, make it more mellow. You can make it more percussive, like that. Right? You can do things like reverse it, and you can play it alongside other sounds. So, for example, even if that was already an existing, even if that was already an existing recording, you making it into something completely different. And that's where sampling gets its legitimacy, because the end, I don't know if it's a result, but the end example, the end expression of the performance is so different than, it's not even recognizable to the original. But it has a DNA of something that's unique and does not seem to come together when you're playing a piano or playing a guitar, which I wouldn't say is worse or better, but there's a linear aspect to playing an instrument, which we talked about earlier, which the samples, you can transcend that linearity through digital. So some of the other sounds. I build samples myself too. So what's this one? And you can see on the screen. So here's a single hit of something. I can't remember what it was, honestly. And then you can arrange it so you can play it like an instrument. Or that's cool. So then you bring in some drums. Right, and you record that. So that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. There you go. So that's kind of a breakdown there. And then you can hear the drums on their own. And that's a pattern that you create using looping of triggers, which then trigger the sound. So it's like you're kind of doing this with your fingers, and then it records that in there. So yeah, that's that's more or less a breakdown on a track like that. Going to check in with comments here. So we got a bunch of people joining in. We got a new guy, Pablo. Where's Pablo coming from? That sounds some kind of Espanol, some kind of Latino, Latam situation. You're welcome, my brother. And I know you were interested in. I know you're interested in understanding these boxes a bit more, and I hope this opens up some doors to curiosity and inspiration for you. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's one thing, it's one thing to see them in action as a performance. It's another thing to understand, oh, okay, that's kind of what's going on. And it gives you a lot more context, but also appreciation as well. It's like wine. You want to drink the wine, want to touch the wine. So, speaking of touching the wine, I'm going to wrap up here. It's been a beautiful session. You guys have been awesome. I'm so dope that it is so dope. And I'm so thankful that you wanted to chill and hang out. And, yeah, that's another one. So I don't know when we'll see you. I think I'm going to be online later tonight. I'll probably do it tomorrow. This is all brand new, so the schedule just kind of evolving. And some of these sessions will be more talking based. Some is going to be like, if I'm doing late night sessions, it's just going to be me making music. It's not really going to be me talking much. But you can actually sit long form and watch the creative process, which is really interesting, to be able to do that. And as I'm realizing, as a creator, as a person who loves art and to be creative, to be able to share your journey with people and to be able to just open the door of your creativity for the world to witness through the window of the internet, I think is just a wonderful thing. So it took me a minute to wrap my head around it, and I was like, that's actually a great idea. So here we are. All right. Love you guys. It's been a joy. And obviously DM and tell your people if it was inspiring to you, want to build a movement here of empowerment and creativity. And we'll be in touch. All right. Peace up, peace out, peace in. One love. Speak soon.